Now at 5, KIRO 7 is asking why a man grabbed a guard's gun and started shooting at a Seattle bank.
You heard pow, 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 pow. At least 4 shots.
We're showing you why police say this area is a crime hotspot, and we're pulling the records to prove it. Since we broke this story this morning, we have learned the suspect was not shot by the guard.
Police think he shot himself with the guard's gun. KIRO 7 has team coverage tonight. Amy Clancy with the background of the security company and the neighborhood's violent past.
But we start with Henry Rossoff in the Central District. So, Henry, how is that guard?
Well, I just got off the phone with Harborview not 15 minutes ago. The guard and the suspect are still both in critical condition. I'm waiting on a call back from Seattle police as you look at the bank. They're still investigating what led up to some very scary and violent moments out here.
Like immediately got inside and you heard pow, 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 pow. At least 4 shots.
Tammy Scott was in the beauty supply shop above Bank of America at the time. She says just as everyone was figuring out what happened.
And we heard 2 or 3 more shots and we heard a guy moaning.
Seattle Police Captain Pierre Davis says the 46-year-old security guard stationed outside the bank approached a man in the lobby. Police don't yet know why he approached him.
There was, like I said, a physical altercation in which time the suspect managed to physically restrain the security guard, remove his gun, and shots were fired at that point in time through the struggle.
Police say then the suspect turned the gun around and shot himself in the head. We were at Harborview as both the security guard and the other man, who's in his 30s, were brought in by ambulance. Both are in critical condition. We found out the security guard works for G4S when his boss showed up to the scene and told us the guard is expected to survive his injuries. And while police continue to figure out exactly what happened, Tammy Scott must now figure out how she'll talk to her 3 young kids about the shooting. They were with her today.
They just heard the shots like I did. Very upset.
Seattle police say this whole thing is likely captured by a whole bunch of security cameras that are on the building, so we're working to get that video from police as they continue to analyze it. We also just found out a lot more information about the security guard involved in this situation. We're putting that part of the story together for you coming up at 5:30. Live in Seattle, Henry Rossoff, KIRO 7 Eyewitness News.
Looking through our archives, KIRO 7's Amy Clancy found at least 7 shootings in that area in the last 6 years, and one of them also involved an armed security guard trading gunfire with a suspect. Amy joins us now. So does the Seattle Police Department know there is a problem in this area, Amy?
It certainly does. In fact, the new chief walked through this neighborhood earlier this month right here at 23rd and South Jackson and called this area a crime hotspot. New Seattle Police Chief Kathleen O'Toole and Seattle Mayor Ed Murray toured the area on July 2nd, part of a plan to tackle violence head-on by visiting the city's most crime-ridden areas to talk to residents and city leaders about what needs to be done to make the areas safer. Alonzo Small remembers that walk. After witnessing today's shooting, he feels even more needs to be done.
City of Seattle is not really putting the more cops out here and more patrols, more things that keep this community safe.
Just across the street from the site of today's violence, another armed guard, also from security company G4S, shot a man in May of 2013. The guard was breaking up a fight when one of the men waved a weapon at the guard. The security officer shot him multiple times. Neighbors feel the armed guards are necessary here.
They're up against a lot. They really are. You know, gangs, the drugs, all of it is just bad.
Today, the general manager of G4S wouldn't confirm how many armed guards his company currently has working near 23rd and Jackson, but did say his employee shot today knew the man involved was trouble and tried to get him to leave the area just before shots rang out. Now, both the GM of G4S and Alonzo Small told me that the armed security guards who work here have a good relationship with the people who live and work in this neighborhood. Live in the Central District, Amy Clancy, KIRO 7 Eyewitness News.